Fun fact, I don't mind being labeled when people find a way to label you for something. But when it comes to like working out, I was a full-time student. Man, you crazy, man. You obsessed. If you're right, you're right. And that's not like, I'm not even gonna argue it if you're right, man. You just be right. It'll be the most obvious stuff too, man. All you do is talk about working out. All you do is work out. I'm just simulating how I think their face be if I see like a text. But yeah, they be spot on when they say some of that stuff. I'll explain why though. I think we all cope differently. We handle stress differently. So when it comes to the working out stuff during tough times, during tough times, I lean into that like heavy. I lean into what I'm eating because as somebody that was bigger at one point in time, man, problems are worse when your vessel's all messed up, because if your body is out of alignment with your mind, you'll know. That's why when people be like, man, stress kills, they don't want to talk about the habits. It ain't just the stress coming in with some ninja swords just taking you out. It's the vessel. You haven't been taking care of it. So when things happen, it starts to speak to you. Why is it like that? With some of the classics. Life is priceless. You only get one life, right? Life is short. So try to optimize, man. That's the only way I know now. It wasn't always. Yeah, you'll get labeled. So what, man? like, like I say, if they right, they right. If they wrong, it's probably because they don't know you, right? And if somebody labels you and they're actively not doing what you've done, it shouldn't even get to you. At the very least, that is the most potent source of pre-workout that there is. That's how you know you're doing things right. I'm talking about the right stuff. I'm not talking about me just being exceptional at stealing your identity, or I'm the greatest Android phone user there is, if that even exists. But always be willing to share. And yeah, with that, you'll get mixed reactions. Some people will use it as insight and suggestions. Some people will be offended by it. But if you're doing what's right for you, it don't even matter. I'm telling you, you'll be able to tell by your own actions. I can tell you, I'm deactivated from Facebook, but once I stopped getting likes and support, and even the jokes kind of died down, because when you committed to something and you discipline, they don't know what to say anymore. I still post because I want people I want people to be where I'm at, to be honest with you. Push you in a spot where there's more to talk about than arguing about stuff that don't matter, man. That got stale for me years ago. Dr. B's Lifting Club new equipment announcement. I'm gonna put one of them ceiling mounted multi-grip pull-up bars right here, so it can be a little higher. I don't like curling my legs. Yeah, that's not first world problems, but nah. I miss my power tower, but I wanted the Adonis, and I was just like, And if you know me, I avoid wall-mounted, ceiling-mounted stuff. Honestly, because I'm dumb. I've been thinking you put that stuff in the drywall, it's just gonna come collapsing down. I'm smart, but I'm not that smart. When my brain doesn't crystallize something, I'm never gonna do it. I've been places thousands of times, and I still use my navigation. That's how intellectually lazy I am. And I told my handyman, is this possible, or will I fall and die? He was like, nah, it don't work like that, bro. Let me check it out, but it don't work like that. He said, don't say that out loud to anybody, but I'm telling you guys. I think the trick is, man, I'm very good at being consistent. If I had a superpower, it was that. Like, I do the same things. So some of the stuff that I get labeled boring and I'm not living a rewarding life and corny for doing, I just do the same things and I enjoy doing it. Like, I can eat, no lie, I can eat chicken, steak, eggs, fish. I would say tuna, but I did that every day on a deployment and I could have got mercury poison. So I wouldn't advise that. But get something in there every once in a while. And I love it, man. Had some tuna, chicken last night. I got like a chicken dance that I do. Just like this. You can try it, like move your shoulders. It's a chicken dance. But what's the most fascinating thing is people will rag on that. They will say that they're not doing it. Man, I just can't eat chicken all the time. And then we'll ask you what it is that you're doing to see the results because they want you to throw something in there. They want you to be like, man, I take this fat burner, man, and I do the all tree bark diet for 2 days, and I wear this pink hat, and I get 9% body fat. If I told somebody that, they'll probably be doing it. Now, as far as people say, man, you crazy for doing that. He a health nut. In a group of people, they try to spotlight you, man, this dude a health nut, man. That's all you do. But crazy when I think it depends on the dynamic of someone else's life that says that if you consider crazy. I'm considered crazy for waking up early. If somebody doesn't wake up early like that, I was considered crazy when I was working on, I finished my time in the military with 2 master's degrees in the Navy, active duty. So a lot of people say that's crazy because their family dynamic is probably different than mine. So somebody would consider it crazy if I woke up, ran on the treadmill, dropped my son off at daycare. But somebody, instead of just having 1 kid, got like 4 kids. They got different schools, different dynamic. So people would be like, man, that's crazy. But I can't say it was some stuff that I probably shouldn't have done. I remember one time I was running the stairs. This is when I was working on my doctor. And my watch told me twice that it was a irregular heartbeat. It went in an AFib. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to pass out. But I kept going. Well, I didn't do as much as I normally would have done, but I stopped at like 2,500 calories burned. But I was tired. And so I called like the little hotline nurse joint and I told her everything that was going on. And she said, I think you had a panic attack, right? Because I had just got my blood drawn. I had just did my annual. She said, you probably had a panic attack. I'm like, lady, I ain't got nothing to panic about, like, beast mode. Almost went to the upper room out there. What had happened was I was working on my doctorate, and this was in 2021. So I was like working 2 full-time jobs at San Diego State. We were about to make the announcement because it was a federal position to bring on some help, but I was in the middle of just doing all of that, man. I remember I went to go brief at a high school about the ROTC program, and I would brief during the period, and then when the bell would ring, I would go to my computer and book a flight for the cadet to go to training because it would be closer to summertime, or submit a scholarship, fix a pay situation because the student didn't get their stipend or something. Try to do all that before the bell rung. And I think I was able to manage it, but there was really no room for error. And I didn't want it to get like that again. So that's why I had ultimately left. And then, let me try this remote work. And then that went away. It went away. Believe it or not, I'm very passionate about helping others and wanting others to succeed, no matter what you perceive from my tone on these vlogs. But I was just doing so much there that it was one time I had forgot to submit a scholarship. I got it in time, but when I had told, because we had like a couple of people that I had to report to, when I had told, his name was Wes, I told Wes that I would submit something to him that morning. I just had forgot. And I got it in, pause. But I was just like, man, what if I would have forgot that? I would have messed up somebody's whole situation. They scholarship money, you got their parents that's probably getting some weird invoice. It's crazy expensive when they sent their kid out to the West Coast from the East Coast because of me, talking about the program. I didn't want that responsibility. Now, do I think that people like label you and put you in a box or whatever out of malice? Not everybody. Some people, it's just tough for them to see themselves doing something and to remove themselves from that box that everybody else put them in. Everybody tell you what's possible, right? 30s, 40s, I'm not 50 yet. I can tell you somebody that's mid to late 40s, I can say that now. It's a default mechanism in your head to be like, I'm too old for that. I don't believe that. Now, there's certain things I can't do these days that I used to be able to do. And I don't think everything is a flex, but I think it's a flex in my lane, in my story, to be able to stay active, stay in shape, keep a certain body fat. Because I didn't used to do that at one point. So that's the message as I wrap up. Just did my whole back circuit with me, you didn't know, so you can use that. That's the message, that don't let nobody put you in a box. Don't worry about the labels, right? Don't use an Android phone. It's a big one.